Hey Thinksters, and welcome to this video where I want to show you real quick how to perform logical operations to all list elements in Python. Okay, so you have, say, you have a list of values. Example would be list. So a list of Boolean values, true, true, false. And now you want to perform logical operations like logical AND, for example, or logical OR, or logical NOT, so element-wise NOT of the operation. So maybe let's start with an interactive Python shell. So here's our interactive Python shell. Now we create this list. So if you print a list, you see it's a list of Boolean values. And now what if you want to perform like element-wise AND operation? So then of course you can do something like this, list of 0. So list 0 and list 1 and list 2. But this is like, and of course it's false because we have like one false Boolean value. So the result is of the logical AND operation is false. But this is kind of tedious, and even if you have large lists, it's a lot to write. And actually there's a much simpler solution. And yeah, many like beginner Python coder don't know this solution. So I thought it may be nice to have a video about this. And this is a Python all operation. It's a Python built-in function. It takes an iterable, so you don't even have to use a list. You can also use any other iterable you want. So like a tuple, or yeah, you can use generator expression inside your all function. This is very powerful. It can handle a lot of intelligent one-liner solutions. And then you simply pass the iterable as an argument into the all function. And this means that the all function returns true if all values, all elements of your iterable you pass into it are already true. Okay, so it checks if all elements are true. And this is of course false because we have one false value. If you have like, if you use all on a slice of the list ending with the second element with index 2 excluded, so you have like elements 0 and 1, both are true, so this result should be true. Okay. And there's a difference. This is an important difference between the all operation and the Python built-in AND operation. So it's not a generalization of the Python AND operation, even if many coders think it is. And this is like this is a subtle subtle piece of knowledge. So be careful to understand it. Okay, so if you have the AND operation, say you have true and true, then of course it will be true. But what happens if you write true and 42? Okay, so in this case, you know that in Python, any object, basically Python comes with Boolean implicit type conversion. So every object has an associated Boolean value. And per convention, all objects are true except the empty object or zero object. So for example, the empty list, an empty string, the integer value 0 or the float value 0.0, all of those are basically, so they are associated to the Boolean false value. But so what happens if you use like this, if you have an integer 42? This is considered true. So you would expect that the result of this operation, true and true, is true, right? If you like have a superfluous understanding of Python. But actually Python uses an optimization that for the AND operation that simply returns. So if the first operand of an AND operation is true, then the second operand determines the final result. So if the second operand is true, the result would be true. If the second operand is false, the result would be false. So therefore, this is an efficiency implementation. So it improves efficiency of the Python library by not actually evaluating the whatever is here in this, so whatever expression is the second operand. So it just returns the second operand. Okay, so because if it is true, then the result is true. If it is false, the result is false. So it simply returns the second operand. So in this case, true and 42 will result the second operand, which is the value 42. Okay, so it's like you have to know this. Yeah, so this is a small trick with the Python AND operator. So this is a logical AND operator. But what happens now if you use this generalization, which is considered a generalization of the same thing, like true and 42? So now you have exactly the same thing, yeah? So you think that you perform the logical AND operation on these two values, but actually you do nothing of the kind, it simply returns true, because now it evaluates each element in your iterable regarding its Boolean, its truth value, associated truth value, and then it uses this truth value as the basis for comparison. Okay, so this is a subtle difference. Okay, so but what if you want to perform logical OR operation? Then there's also a function, and this is the function any. Okay, so you can use, for example, any on the list, and any, it returns true if any element in your iterable is already true. Okay, so it's a pendant, if you want, for of the logical OR operation. Okay, so then there's one third optimization, Boolean operation, which I want to address in this video, that you can perform on any iterable. So say you have this same list of values, LST, of values true, true, false, and now you want to invert them. So you want to perform element-wise NOT operation. So you inverse each Boolean value. And now you can use simple list list comprehension to accomplish this. Okay, so you have not x for x in list, like this. Okay, so this part is the expression of your list comprehension statement, and this is the context. The context goes over all elements in our list, and it names the element x. And now we can do something with this element. And what do we do with the element? We invert it. So we perform not x, the expression not x, and after the evaluation, this element will be added to a new list. Okay, so for all elements in our old list. Okay, so this will simply then invert all Boolean values. So a true value becomes false, and the false value becomes true. Okay, so these are like 3 tricks: the all function, the any function, and list comprehension to perform logical operations on a Boolean Python list. I hope you liked the video. If you seek some practice, then you should check out my free webinar. I'll give you a link in the description below, where I show you how you can earn money, get more practice in Python, and build your high income skill Python development as a freelance developer. And the webinar is completely free. I have an associated course that is not free, but you can check out the webinar and decide for yourself if the course is for you. But if you want to learn Python the practical way, really with practical code projects and getting paid in the process, then this may be the perfect course for you. Okay, so check out the webinar. Thanks for listening to this, and see you in the next video. Bye.